Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. It is about 10 to 8, and so I'm just having a look through the charts at the moment. So obviously we're going to be looking for trades this morning. I must say though that for full disclosure, I did take a trade in the room here yesterday evening, which I placed, and so I have to disclose that up front, I guess, because it's a trade that's in play. It's underwater at the moment. I sold it in the room with the traders last night. 109.03 on the euro dollar this is, and so that's in place. Only one unit at the moment, and so I'm going to be watching that euro dollar today. It doesn't look quite so nice at the moment on the short side, but we shall see. So I think that's it for now. I'll come back once I've gone through all the charts a bit more and seeing if I can identify any opportunities here this morning. Okay. Right, okay, so I'm going to go long euro dollar here this morning. We're already up. I'm a bit late in making my decision here, but I'm going to go long. I've just gone long 1 unit of euro and seeing if it has a break up to 109.32. So we'll see if that happens. So I'm going to pop a stop down here, and if it rolls over and stops me out, then so I'll pop a stop down at about 0.8. Put it at 07 actually, so I'll put my stop down at 07. So I've bought it right now near the high because I've been fanning around looking at the charts, and so I'm a bit late now, but it does have positive momentum across the board. So although I've got that short in from yesterday evening, that's not looking it's viable right now. I'm never gonna touch a trade like that because you never know if a market rolls over. But for now, the momentum's up, and I'm just going to see if this can follow through. There's some factors which could influence this in that we've got a downward sloping hourly 20. It doesn't really show on telecharts charts here, but on my other charts it's showing. So we have that, and like I said, I'm short anyway. So if it rolls over today, then my short will start to be profitable, and maybe I can at some point get add to that short. But for now, just in case it wants to carry on up, I've put that trade on. So let me just get the let's bring up the account, and hopefully you can see this. That's the trade from yesterday evening. Oh, I need to bring it across a bit more. That's the trade from yesterday evening, and now I'm just going to get that stop in place at 109.07, 0.75 it will need to be at. Right, okay, so there we go. So effectively it's almost like it'll say on here that I'm square, but obviously both of these positions are moving around. So I felt that just the way the momentum's going, I had to at least give it a single unit. So I could end up with a couple of trades here today. Sometimes you get the idea of how a market's building and developing, and it could well be that there's a couple of trades here today that are coming through by the time I'm finished this video. For example, if the euro rolls over, that means this one will get stopped. It's only about 10 pips or so the stop. But then if it carries on rolling over, then it's likely then I'll start putting more short positions in. So in which case, yes, there could be a couple of trades or so here today. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so the euro's come up a bit, so I'm going to move that stop up to 109.10 now. I'm just doing that off screen, so just move the stop to 109.10. So still giving it plenty of slack because it may want to do a bit of a retracement, but 109.10 is what I'm moving the stop to. Okay, just back here, and I have just been stopped on the euro. It's done that. Excuse me. If I'd have left the stop at 07.5, it would have got stopped anyway. So I would have got stopped on the extra 2.5 pips. So now it's just a case of seeing what happens. Like I said, I'm still short from that position from last night. So we're just going to have to see now, is the euro going to come all the way back up again? Is this just a pullback and it's going to run all the way back up again? Or is it going to start to roll over? I can't do anything with the overall short at the moment. I can't start adding to that yet because the momentum is positive on the high on the hourly charts. So I've got to wait for that to roll over. So I'm still short. So bring up the account. So I've took a £77 loss on that long. So it's all small at the moment, but we'll start to build this hopefully as we go through the day. If it can set up, then I think I know what I'm looking for. And so if it can roll over, then there will most certainly be other trades going on here today. I'll press pause now. Right, just back. It's mid-morning, and the pound all of a sudden has decided to have a bit of a plunge. Now, is this a fake out? It's going to go and do a reversal, or what? So I think I'd like to see this come down a bit lower. So I'm going to start edging into this. Guys in the trading room, bear in mind there's a lot of risk on this. The stop's got to be right up here. So in pips terms, you're looking at 40 pips of risk. So just bear that in mind. I'm going to be trading, if I can get in, with several units. It could be, if I can get in. So I'm going to get in fairly quickly here. Okay, 34.7, first unit is in, 34.7, and then I'm going to be looking to build this position as it comes up. I'll watch it. I'll probably put a second unit in, but no, the 30-minute chart looks all right. So okay, I was about to go to the gym. I was literally just saying to the chaps in the trading room here that as the markets were a bit quiet, probably head off to the gym. But I've got a unit in there at 34.7. And I will add to that position if we can come up into the mid 40s with a stop up around about 70, because we've had the breakdown. It's just a case of whether we don't know what this has come from. I'm not entirely sure why it's come, but all of a sudden it's coming down. It's where I would like to have seen cable come. So if we can come up into that 40 zone, I'll get the second unit in. 40 whatever, in the early 40s I'm looking at. So from a risk perspective, we have to obviously watch our risk always. I'm always trading under risk, so it's never really an issue for me. But okay, right, I'm going to get that second unit in there at 42. Okay, 42 point something I just got there. So I've got my second unit in. Now it's a case of, okay, is this going to just come straight up, what it's doing, or whatever it is doing? So, but I quite like the plunge it's just done. I've got two units in at 34.7 and 42.1. And I will still look for another one. If it starts to slow up and then comes into the bands and comes into the 50, I'll put the final unit in. But we've had a plunge down. The 30-minute chart's locked in. The hourly hasn't, as far as momentum's concerned, but the 30-minute has, and we'll just see if this is going to. It sits well with the 4-hourly chart. The 4-hourly chart is aligned, so the higher time frames are aligned for this to come down. So I'm just keeping an eye on this, of whether I'm going to get a third unit in. I've got 2 units in at the moment, so I'll press pause at the moment just whilst we're waiting. Okay, so just back, and the pound's coming down here now from the trade that I got into earlier on. It's had a little spike down into its daily S1 pivot now. What's interesting with the pound as it's coming down here, I was looking for sub 121.10. So here's the two cable positions that I've got in at the moment. But if we've got about another 7 pips, then that's where I was looking to start taking some profit off at 121.10. So if we can get sub 121.10, then I will look to take half off. So that would be about from the, and I'll take it from the back end, so that would be about 30 odd pips from the, what was the back end, 42 the entry. So if it can get down there, it would be about 32 pips on the first half, and then I'll see if I can get that bigger runner on the second. But we are at the moment right on the daily S1 pivot, and so it might, if it wants to, find some support here. I'll go for you, Sultan. We've got our guys, the trading room there. Look, you can probably see the trading room there. He's come out of the pivot, which I know he was targeting. So I've still got to play a waiting game myself, though. So and see if the pound can can continue this push. So the one thing is, now it's come down further, and the question always is, now it's come down further, Charlie, would you now move your stop? And it's always that question. It does depend on the type of trade. I was trading yesterday afternoon. We had visitors in our trading room yesterday, and I was in a dollar yen. It was in like a really nice gentle upwards trend. And that one could be the stop could be trailed quite nice and easily. The pound's a slightly different sort of setup here today, but it has come down that bit lower. Could I move the stop now? It has come down that bit lower, down towards maybe 2160. I'm just looking at the charts off screen. I probably could move it down to about 60 now, but I still want to give it plenty of room. So I'll move those stops down. Now we have come down that bit further, a few pips. So I'll do it a few pips, but I genuinely want to give it a bit of room. So actually I'll move it to 65. So I'm not going to move it down massively, because I do want to give it that slack just in case the GDP figures are coming out at 130, and just in case it did take a rush up, and it could do it, but it does a bit of a rush up and then rolls back over again. We'll have to see. I'll press pause for now. Just back, and I think this is, you see, cables had this nice little run in this last sort of 10-15 minutes, and I think this is a really good topic actually. When when it was down earlier on, and let's take this back. So when you were right down here, and this is the sort of thing that a trader would do, is they'd say, oh, if only I'd have banked profits. It was a daily S1 pivot down there, but it's the sort of thing that a trader would do and say, oh, if only I'd have banked profits there. Well, yeah, but and it's come all the way back up now, and probably going to get stopped out. And I think the thing is with trading is that you have to try and stick to your plan. And if you look at trades like that and you say, oh, I should have banked profits, what happens is it teaches you to always be trying to bank your profits too soon. The risk reward wasn't there for me. It wasn't the best of risk rewards at that point, so it sort of still made sense to me to be trying to run. And looking at the bigger picture, there's that potential for the pound to still roll over yet in the bigger picture. So that's what I'm playing this with. But I think it's a really good point actually, that sometimes a market can run back up, and if it was to come all the way back up and stop me out, then you'd say, oh, you should have banked your profits, was it a pivot or whatever, you could have trailed your stop down. There's all these things that people can do, and one thing there's what people are doing there is they are trying to avoid having losses. That's what they're trying to do, trying to avoid having losses rather than thinking about overall profitability. So of course no one likes having losing trades, but the main point is that if you start taking those profits too soon and you create a bad habit, then all that happens is you actually ultimately are less profitable than if you actually just let them happen. The ones that come all the way back up against you, oh well, it happens. If you trail your stop down too aggressively, all you're going to find out is you're getting stopped out too much by trailing your stop too aggressively all the time. So there's not a quick fix to avoiding having losers. You accept having your losers, and when your winners come through, then they pay out. Anyway, just food for thought there whilst we're still waiting on this. Now it's just gone past 1:05 here in the UK. So just waiting for the GDP figures to come out at 1:30, and we'll see how that's going to drive these markets here this afternoon. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and it looks like we've got about 15 seconds till the GDP figures come out. Now I'm not expecting masses of movement or volatility, should I say, on the back of these, but we'll just see what's going to happen here as we it's poking up a little bit as the news is coming out. So let's just see which way it's going to move overall. So the news will be out. That doesn't necessarily mean straight away. Here we go. So it's coming down a bit. So, and I think the euros, actually I've just noticed I've been out cutting the lawn actually. I've finished with the guys in the room now. So I was just quickly starting to cut the lawn, and I see my euro short from yesterday has been stopped. But if the euro rolls over this afternoon, I will go in again on the euro, because I still like the overall opportunity to short the euro dollar if it comes down. So let's have a quick look at it. It's coming down a little bit here at the moment. That's only on a 5-minute chart. It's got a long way to go yet based on the hourlies. So sometimes you get an initial reaction in one direction and then the market goes and does the opposite. So a bit like here at the moment as well with cable. So yep, euro's back up again. So there's nothing more for me to do with cable. The stop's at 65. It's really just a case of if it rolls over. So I wanted to come in and see what was going to happen with it as the news comes out. And we've had a little flurry, a little bit of movement, and it's come straight back up again. So now I'm just going to play this waiting game and see if this pound is going to ultimately roll all the way back over for me. Had a nice run down this earlier on. Or whether I'm going to get stopped out. So I'll press pause and we'll come back to this. Finally, it's looking like I can trail this stop down a bit more now with the pound. It's had its reaction, it's having its reaction to the news. I think if it comes back up again now, then all the way up past here, then it's probably going to go quite a bit higher. So I now can finally move this stop down. That says the high is at 55, so let's get this stop moved down now on the pound. So I can now move these orders down to above that. So I'll move the orders down to 57. Down to 57. So it means that whatever happens, it's if it does come back up, it's a smaller loss. Now the annoying thing is the euro got stopped. The main thing is, this trade here was from yesterday, so as per last week, I didn't include the winners that I had from the prior day last week's, so I won't include that euro loss because that was from yesterday. So it's all about today, and that is this euro trade that I had this morning at 77, and obviously whatever happens with the pound. Now it's still annoying that the euro I've been stopped out because you look at a market and you think you have a handle on it at times, and sometimes you just get nicked or stopped out only for later on the market to roll. But we shall see. I've got to wait and see on that euro dollar, and it could still be yet that I still take another trade on it. If it rolls over enough, the euro this afternoon, then it could still happen. What about the cable though? Could I add to this cable position? I think I've got enough in cable. It's as a result, on the hourly chart, you see, it put in a reversal, a couple of reversal sort of signals, potentials. We've got that hammer there on the hourly chart, and we had an inside bar the hour before. So I would need it to come down now anyway and just break that. Remember, I've got a limit order down at 121.10. So if it comes down to there, it'll bank half at 121.10 anyway. So if it does come down, 121.10 will be the first target, and then after that, then I've got the luxury of then managing the trades down to just a bit below 121, about 120.90 or so, 95 would be the next target, and then thereafter in the low 120s. So I'm looking for this bigger run on the cable, but I can't justify adding to it here based on the 5-minute chart, because on the hourlies we are sitting in on a potential reversal, so I'd need that reversal, that hourly lows which are down here, to get taken out. So anyway, I'll press pause for now. Just back, and I've been stopped out. So what 57.9. So it went up to as high as 68, I see. So if I'd have left my stops at 65, I'd have got stopped out anyway. So that's where I am for the day. 322 down on that cable trade, and then 77 on the euro. I can't really include the other euro trade because I didn't include the profits I had last week in my day trading. So, but anyway, nevertheless, so it's down best part of 400 for the day. It's 2 o'clock. I'm still watching this euro dollar, and I'm going to keep my eye on it. I've just got back in. There's still the potential that we'll see. It could just be that it stays a bit range bound, and this euro dollar. Let's have a look at it off screen. It's had a bit of a run up, but then it's come back down again. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, because sometimes you get a late afternoon run. So and same with cable, but cable's doing much better. So the trade cable was up like best part of nearly 400 quid earlier on, but it just didn't quite hit target. So like I said earlier on, you can't just look at trades and say, oh, if only I'd have taken profit, because that just creates a bad habit. So you have a target, and you stick with that within your trading plans. So anyway, I'm going to press pause for now, just in case anything else happens. It's probably less likely, but I'll press pause and we'll just see. Okay, I'm going to call this video a wrap today. So it's nothing's happening at the moment. It's now what 20 past 2, and I can't sit around all afternoon doing this and waiting for potential something for the video. So I was still overall, when I come back out to this on the hourly charts, we came down, we hit the pivot, but an S1 pivot today, and that's where we reversed off of. But overall, I still like the overall weakness that pound has had. If we go scroll out a bit, so I'm still ultimately looking for the pound to potentially still come down, but we'll see. And it's a similar sort of thing with the euro as well. So if we go out to the euro's just stubbornly sort of held up today. So on the hourly charts, but if I come out to the 4-hourly charts, all it's doing at the moment is just into this 4-hour 50. It's holding on to it quite well. So I guess it's a game of, okay, which way is it going to break? But it could still roll over, and that's what I've been looking for today on this euro. But alas, it's held up rather well. So anyway, I shall leave that with you. I'll be back next Friday for live trading.